everybody, we're going to try something new today. So I'm making my own video on how to do perspective. So perspective is just creating the illusion of depth, or that things go back into space on a flat two-dimensional surface like a drawing or painting. So to do this, you don't need very many materials. You need some kind of paper. So I just have actually a blank coloring paper that I'm going to use the back of. You can use you're going to need some kind of straight edge, so like a ruler, or you could use an empty cereal box, something that has a perfectly straight edge. And then you're going to want to use some kind of pencil. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to put in our horizon line. Our horizon line is an invisible line that goes across the paper, and it's kind of where the sky and the land meet. So unfortunately, it's a little tough because I can't hold this down. This is going straight across. Okay, so you want to make sure that your ruler is perpendicular to the edge of the paper, meaning it's going all the way across. It's not parallel, so parallel to the side of the paper, it's going the same way. So we're going perpendicular to the paper. So you want to have it somewhere in the middle. So I'm going to try to hold it down my best. It's a little tough, guys. All right, here we go. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw. Make sure it's straight. Always make sure it's straight. No crooked lines. And we're going to go all the way across. All right, so here is our horizon line. So I'm going to label it. Horizon line. Zoop. Make a fancy little arrow there. Okay, next we are going to put in a vanishing point. A vanishing point is an area where all of our diagonal lines are going to come to a point. They're going to converge. They're going to come together. So I'm going to put, you can put it anywhere on the line. I'm going to put it in the middle. So I'm going to label this too. Vanishing point. Okay, so we are going to do 3 different types of boxes. So this might be a little tricky because, again, my paper is standing up straight versus you guys drawing on a flat surface. All right, so you need to use a ruler. Do not freehand these boxes. All right, so the first one we're gonna do is above the horizon line. 1. And you wanna make sure that they're going perfectly straight, up and down, no crooked lines. 1, 2. Now we're going perfectly side to side. 3, 4. There's our first box. Oops, shucks. That's okay. We'll leave it. You guys get the gist. Okay. Next, we're going to have a box that is going to go through our horizon line. So it's going to sit right on top of our horizon line. So using your ruler again, no freehanding your boxes. 1. And they don't have to be perfectly square. As you can see, mine is kind of getting a little bit of a rectangle-y feel. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure these lines are perfectly straight. All right, great. Now we're gonna have one more at the bottom, so we're gonna have one below our horizon line. 1, 2. Perfectly straight. 3, 4. Okay, awesome. So now I have 3 boxes. So I have a box above, through, and below the horizon line. So now we are going to, I like to personally mark out which points we're going to use. We have to draw lines to come to our vanishing point here. So I'm going to mark out which corners it's going to be, so it's just easier for me. I need an eraser. That little line is bothering me. How does an art teacher not have an eraser? Oh, there's one. thing's dirty and old. Oh no. Okay, hang on guys. All right, that's better. Okay. All right, great. So the corners that we're gonna use are always the corners that are the closest to our vanishing point. So for the top and bottom, there's gonna be 3. So the closest corners are this one right here, this one right here, and this one right here. Okay, so mark them. We're not doing this top corner. That one's the furthest from the vanishing point. Same thing down here. Because it's above and below the horizon line, it gets 3. It's a little bit different when it's sitting exactly on the horizon line. So for the bottom one, it's this one over here to the left, top right, bottom right. Beautiful. Okay, because this is sitting on the horizon line, it only gets 2. So the 2 closest are these ones, because these ones are the furthest away. All right, great. So now that I know where I am going to draw from, or which corners I'm going to draw from, I'm going to grab my ruler and I'm going to line them up with this point here and my vanishing point. So I got to scooch this on over. You need to use a ruler. Do not freehand this. Okay, so I'm going to lightly draw because these lines are not going to be totally permanent. I'm going to always have the ruler stay here. The only part that should be moving is up here to meet the different corners. It's always coming back to this vanishing point. All right, so here we go. Oh, gotta switch it over a little bit. All right, draw your line down to that vanishing point. One more. All right, so as you can see, it almost intersected with that box. That's okay. All right, great. So now I've got a beam that looks like it's going way, way, way back into space. All right, we're gonna do this box over here. Don't worry about intersecting on these other lines. No big deal. So I'm gonna line them up. Oh, my little latch up here is getting in the way. Okay, line those 2 lines up perfectly. Don't move on me, little. Don't move. 1. And 2. All right, last one. We got to do that bottom one. All 3. Here we go. Oh goodness. All right, let's readjust that a little bit. See, even art teachers make mistakes. That's okay. 1. Erase that. This is why it's important that you're using a pencil and not a pen. 1. 2. And 3. Okay, so now it looks like I've got 3 really long beams that are going back into space. So I want to turn these beams into boxes. So how we're going to do that is we're going to make sides to our boxes here. So you're going to need to use a ruler. So I need to connect these 2 lines here. So I'm going to take my ruler. It's going to be perfectly parallel, going perfectly straight up and down with this edge here. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to scooch it over. And I just need to make sure that I'm connecting this line here to this line here. It doesn't matter how far out you go. I could have a really, really long box if I mark it down here, or if I want a short little stubby box, I can connect it here. I'm gonna go for a moderate box in between. You need to make sure it's perfectly straight. If your ruler's going crooked like this, you're not doing it right. It needs to be perfectly straight up and down. Okay, so I'm gonna connect this line, and then once I hit this line down here, I'm going to stop. So here we go, 1 and stop, boom. Okay, perfect. So now I need to make the bottom of this box here. So I need to make sure that it's perfectly parallel, going perfectly straight with this box here. It shouldn't be crooked. always perfectly straight. So I'm gonna line it up. I'm gonna drag it on down. Drag, 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 drag. Okay, I know when to stop when I see the end of this point right here. Okay, so again, line it up, drag it on down. Oop, there's that little spot. I'm gonna hold it from that spot. I'm gonna connect it on over. Beautiful. Okay, so here now I've got this beautiful bottom, and you can shade it in if you want lightly to kind of show that there's a little bit of shadow. There's my bottom. Maybe I'll make it a little darker. There's my bottom. Here's my side. I'm gonna make that a little lighter so it's not the same shade as my bottom box. Beautiful. Okay, so I no longer need these lines. They're just gonna kind of get in the way. So I'm gonna erase them. And now I have this beautiful floating box. Beautiful. Okay, next, we are going to work on our middle box. The middle box is nice and easy because there is only one side we have to worry about, this side right here. So again, taking my ruler, I'm going to line it up with the edge right here. I'm gonna drag it on over. You can make your box as long or as short as you want. So I might make a little bit of a longer box. Remember, my ruler is going perfectly straight up and down. Don't have it crooked. If you've got it crooked, you're not doing it right. Perfectly straight up and down. We are just gonna connect these two lines here. Awesome. All right, I'm gonna take my eraser, not my ruler, my eraser, and I'm gonna erase this line. I don't want my box to look see-through, so I'm gonna get rid of this line. Stop once I hit that one. Get rid of that line right there. Awesome. And then I no longer need those converging lines. Those are those diagonal lines going back to our vanishing point. Awesome. And if you want, you can shade in the side. Okay, beautiful. We have one more box to do. All right, so we're gonna start with the top of our box. So again, I'm gonna take my ruler, I'm going to line it up parallel with the side of this box here. It's going straight, it's matching that straight line. It shouldn't be crooked. Okay, I'm gonna push it back. So maybe I'm gonna make a longer box this time. Okay, I'm gonna connect this, I'm sorry, let me move my hand. This line here with this line here. I'm not gonna go across. All right, so from here to here, perfectly straight, boom, beautiful. Okay, I've got the top of my box now. Now I need to make an aside. I know where to put my ruler and where this side needs to go because of this little point right here. So I'm gonna take my ruler, oopsie. All right, take your ruler, make sure it's going perfectly straight up and down. It should match this side. It should be perfectly parallel, perfectly straight. So I'm gonna move it on back, still straight, and it's gonna meet that little point we just made, okay? So it's going straight up and down. I'm going to stop once I hit this bottom line here. So, boom, awesome. Okay, so now I have the side here. I might put a little shading just to kind of show a little bit of depth. You don't have to. All right, I no longer need these three lines. I'm gonna get rid of them. Okay. A little tough to hold this thing. Alrighty, oops, you still can kind of see that, huh? I need to get a smaller eraser. This big chunky guy is not the best. Okay, but it's working. All right, beautiful. Okay, so now I have three boxes. I have a, oops, I'm sorry, wrong view. All right, this one is considered worm's eye view. This one is considered an eye level box. This one is considered a bird's eye view. And I'll explain in a minute why that is. Bird's eye view. Apparently I'm jumping the gun on my letters. Okay, so the reason that this one up here is a worm's eye view is because we're seeing the bottom of the box. So if you were a little worm, I'll draw my little worm down here. There he is, little worm. A little dot. If I was a little worm, there's some grass, he's gonna see the bottom of that box. However, if you're at eye level, we're not gonna be able to see the top or the bottom. So it's right at our eye level so that we can't see the top of this box, we can't see the bottom of this box. The reason that this is a bird's eye view is you would have to be a bird, and I hate when people draw these kinds of birds, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So here's our little bird in the distance. They would, because they're above the box, they can see the top of the box, but not the bottom. So this is what I want you to do. So in order to get credit for today, I want to see 3 boxes. They should all be going to a vanishing point on a horizon. I want you to label everything. I should see you labeling horizon line. I want to see your vanishing point labeled. I want you to label these 3 boxes. You don't have to draw on the little animals. If you want, that'd be cool. You could even, I mean, I guess you could, like, you know, make it a little bit crazier. Put it up to you. I don't know, maybe instead of drawing a bird, you're drawing a hot air balloon. Or maybe you've got like a little weird creature popping out here. Get creative with it. Yeah, so you know what? Put some kind of funky little doodle in there to show, you know, worm's eye view and bird's eye view. So I want to see all of this labeled. It should look something like this when you're done. I want you to snap a photo and send it to me through Google Classroom. All right? Hope this helped. If you need to go back and rewatch it, do it. And I hope you guys are staying safe. I miss you all, and I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you soon.